Hi everyone, my name is Mateus, and today we're going to talk about video games. Naughty Dog has released the second piece of concept art for its standalone The Last of Us multiplayer game. The studio shared the first concept art for the project last June, when it revealed that the title will feature its own story and a brand new cast of characters. Studio co-president Neil Druckmann said in a blog post that more information on the game will be revealed later this year. "We're looking ahead to The Last of Us 10th anniversary in June, and we're so excited to share more with you about the future of this franchise," he wrote. "We'll have some fun surprises for you along the way, but later this year we will begin to offer you some details on our ambitious The Last of Us multiplayer game." With a team led by Vineet Agarwal, Joe Pedinati, and Anthony Newman, the project is shaping up to be a fresh, new experience from our studio, but one rooted in Naughty Dog's passion for delivering incredible stories, characters, and gameplay. PlayStation has revealed a brand new accessibility controller kit in development for PlayStation 5, and its codename is Project Leonardo. Revealed on stage at CES 2023, and later detailed in the PlayStation blog, Project Leonardo is designed to remove barriers to gaming and help players with disabilities play more easily, more comfortably, and for longer periods on PS5. Sony said the new controller was developed with contributions from accessibility experts, community members, and game developers. Project Leonardo includes a kit of swappable components, including a variety of analog stick caps and buttons in different shapes and sizes. On PS5, players will be able to customize their game experience with button mapping, where the controller's buttons can be mapped to any supported function on the controller. And, players can map two functions onto the same button. The PS5 will also include up to 3 control profiles, where players can store their preferred settings and easily switch between them. Project Leonardo can be used on its own, or paired with an additional Project Leonardo or DualSense controller. It's also designed to be compatible with external, third-party devices via its 4 3.5mm AUX ports. PlayStation said Project Leonardo is still in active development, and the company is continuing to gather valuable feedback from the community. Gran Turismo 7 will be getting a free upgrade to let you play the game on PlayStation VR 2, PlayStation head Jim Ryan announced during Sony's CES 2023 press conference on Wednesday. The update will be available when PSVR 2 launches in February, and more than 30 games are on track for the PSVR 2's launch, Ryan said. Sony also revealed a big new title coming to PSVR 2, Beat Saber, which is arguably one of the marquee titles for VR. It's now in development for the platform, according to Ryan, and more details about the release will be shared in the near future. Bungie creative lead Tom Farnsworth has said the studio is working on a number of unannounced projects with parent company Sony. Farnsworth said in a Twitter post that the studio has completely changed how it develops games and does business over the course of 25+ Destiny content releases, moving from strictly boxed products to live service games. He continued, "And with the support of Sony we are working on a number of unannounced projects too." In addition to its ongoing work on Destiny 2, Bungie said in February 2021 that it planned to bring at least one new IP to market before 2025. The developer behind Konami's Silent Hill 2 remake is, faithfully, sticking to the original game's story but updating outdated gameplay mechanics. Speaking to Dread XP, Bloober Team's chief marketing officer Anna Jasinska promised the development team isn't missing the point on the remake. "We are focusing on bringing the distinct, visceral atmosphere back in the modernized Silent Hill 2, said Jasinska. "Longtime fans shouldn't worry about us missing the point while we're livening up the title. We faithfully stick to the traditional story canon while remaking the gameplay and updating the graphics from the ground up. These are the reasons why Konami entrusted us with the remake in the first place." Exactly what would change in the remake was a little unclear when Konami first announced it, with director Mateusz Leonard only saying that Bloober Team would make everything that made the game a timeless classic. Jasinska reiterated just how committed the team is, adding that they take a very safe approach to any changes. We remain faithful to the original title. Nonetheless, we are applying adjustments to certain areas where things need modernizing due to the passage of time. One thing changing is the addition of the over-the-shoulder camera, but other enhancements including new challenges and updated sound design are also coming in the Silent Hill 2 remake. Wizards of the Coast has reportedly cancelled several unannounced video game projects. That's according to Bloomberg, which claims that the publisher known for its Dungeons & Dragons tabletop games is scaling back its commitment to video games. The company previously claimed it had 7 or 8 video games in the pipeline. Wizards of the Coast is still committed to using digital games, a spokesman told Bloomberg in a statement, adding that the company has made some changes to our long-term portfolio to focus on games which are strategically aligned with developing our existing brands and those which show promise in expanding or engaging our audience in new ways. According to a spokesperson for Wizards of the Coast, fewer than 15 people at the company will lose their jobs due to the shift and will be given a chance to apply for new roles within the company. According to Bloomberg, Otherside Entertainment and Hidden Path Entertainment were both working on video game projects for Wizards of the Coast. However, it's unclear if either of those developers' games were affected by this cancellation. Otherside Entertainment, the current home of Deus Ex creator Warren Spector, was reportedly working on an immersive sim. However, not much is known about the project. Hidden Path was working on a large-scale open-world game set in the Dungeons & Dragons universe, it's claimed. Wizards of the Coast's next big video game release is Baldur's Gate 3, a fantasy role-playing game set in the Dungeons & Dragons universe. It is currently in early access, with a full release planned for August 2023. That's all the news for today, Friday, January 6, 2023. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. The links to all the subjects discussed in this video are available in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.